It started in the hallway, echoes of laughter bouncing off the lockers like cruel music. Maya walked fast, clutching her books to her chest, her knuckles white, her jaw tight. The voices followed her. "Hey, wild hair. Did your comb run away again?" They laughed, high and sharp, and every word cut deeper than the last. She kept walking, pretending she couldn't hear them, pretending their words didn't sting, but inside, her heart was breaking. Because for Maya, every day was a battle. Not against fists or bruises, but against whispers, looks, and the kind of cruelty that hides behind laughter. Her hair, thick, coiled, beautiful, was the reason. They said it was too big, too messy, too different. They didn't understand that her hair wasn't just hair, it was her history, her identity, her crown. At home, her mother would twist the coils gently, her fingers soft and loving. "Baby girl," she'd whisper, "your crown is not theirs to define. It's yours. It's your strength." But no matter how many times Maya heard it, it was hard to believe it when the world treated her crown like a curse. At school, teachers turned a blind eye. Some even joined in without realizing it. Maya, one said with a forced smile, "Maybe you should try straightening it for picture day. It might look neater." That word, neater, burned into her memory. Because what they meant was acceptable. Then came the day that would change everything. The talent show. Maya didn't want to be there. She would have given anything to just fade into the crowd. But her art teacher insisted. "Show them what you can do," she said, handing Maya her sketchbook. "Let them see you." With trembling hands, Maya walked on stage. Her heart pounded so loud it drowned out the crowd. She opened her sketchbook and revealed her drawings, portraits of women with hair like hers. Beautiful. Proud. Regal. For a heartbeat, the room was silent. Then, laughter. Sharp. Cruel. "Why do they all look the same?" someone jeered. "Draw normal people next time." The laughter roared. Her courage shattered. She ran off stage, tears blurring her vision, her sketchbook falling to the ground. That night, she sat in front of her mirror, staring at her reflection. Her hair, her crown, mocked her, or so she thought. "Maybe they're right," she whispered. But then she remembered her mother's words. "Your crown was given by God." And something inside her changed. She stood up. Took the comb. Untwisted every braid. Let the coils rise free, defiant, glorious. For the first time, she smiled. "If they hate it," she whispered, "that means it's powerful." The next morning, when she walked into school, the whispers started again, but this time, Maya didn't hide. She walked tall. Her curls framed her face like fire, and even her bullies fell silent for a moment, uneasy at her confidence. Time passed. The bullying faded, but the scars remained. Maya used that pain as fuel. She drew more, painted more, and started styling hair for girls who felt like she once did, girls told they weren't enough. She saved every penny, took modeling photos for small brands, and slowly, the same hair that once made her a target became her weapon. Then came the call that changed everything. A talent scout had seen her photos. They wanted to meet. Within a year, Maya's face was on magazine covers. Her curls were celebrated, photographed, admired. What the world once mocked now became the world's obsession. And as her fame grew, something incredible happened. The same classmates who once ridiculed her started posting her pictures, pretending they had always supported her. "We knew Maya would make it," they wrote, chasing her light like moths to flame. But Maya didn't respond. She hadn't forgotten. Then one day, an email arrived, from her old school. They wanted her to come back as a guest speaker. At first, she laughed. The same school that told her to tame her hair now wanted to celebrate her. But then she thought of the girls still there, the ones walking the same halls she once did, still fighting the same fight. And she knew she had to go. When she walked into the auditorium, the crowd fell silent. The same silence she once feared now bowed to her. Her face glowed under the lights, every curl a testament to survival. The principal smiled proudly from the stage, the same man who once told her she was too distracting. Maya stepped to the podium, her voice steady, rich with emotion. "There was a time," she began, "when I believed what others said about me. That my hair was too much. That my presence was too loud. But I learned something powerful: your crown is not defined by those who fear it." The audience leaned in. Students stared, wide-eyed. Teachers fidgeted in their seats. Her words flowed like truth set on fire. She spoke of pain, resilience, and triumph. And when she finished, the room erupted in applause, deafening, thunderous applause. But just as she stepped down, a voice cut through the cheers. Sharp. Bitter. "Don't act like you're some saint, Maya. You're not inspiring, you're lucky. Some of us remember who you really are." The room froze. Gasps filled the air. Maya turned, and saw her. Rachel. Her worst bully. The girl who once pulled her hair, called her names, laughed at her tears. Rachel's eyes were cold, her smirk full of venom. "Maybe I should tell them," she said, her voice dripping with spite. Maya's pulse quickened. The crowd waited. Cameras were rolling. This was Rachel's moment, and she wanted blood. "If you have something to say," Maya said calmly, gripping the microphone, "then say it. Don't hide behind whispers." Rachel's smirk widened. Back in school, she cried. She begged. She wanted to cut it all off. She hated herself. "She's not strong, she's fake." The words hung heavy in the air. Silence. All eyes on Maya. Then, Maya smiled. "You're right," she said softly, voice trembling but strong. "I cried. I hated myself. I almost gave up. But that's why I'm here. Because I didn't stay there. I grew. I healed. I turned what broke me into strength." The audience erupted. Students stood, cheering, clapping, shouting her name. Rachel's face drained of color. She stumbled back, realizing she had lost her power. But as the applause thundered, Maya's heart raced, because she knew Rachel wasn't done. There was more Rachel could say. Something darker. Something Maya had buried deep. That night, at her hotel, Maya's phone exploded with notifications. Rachel had posted online, twisting stories, spreading lies. Maya bought her fame. She's fake. She's hiding something big. The comments poured in. Doubt. Hate. Questions. Sponsors called, worried. Her reputation trembled. Maya sat on the edge of the bed, tears in her eyes. Then she heard her mother's voice echo in her memory. "Storms come, baby girl. But crowns don't fall." So Maya opened her laptop and began to write. Her truth. Raw. Honest. Unfiltered. She told the world everything, her pain, her scars, her journey. "My crown was never yours to define," she wrote. "And my story will never be silenced." The post went viral. Millions shared it. Celebrities praised her. Women from around the world flooded her inbox with messages. "Thank you for giving us courage." It seemed she had won again. Until her phone rang. Her manager's voice was low, trembling. "Maya, something's come up. It's about your past. Rachel's found something, something big. It's everywhere." Maya froze. The blood drained from her face. She opened her laptop. Dozens of headlines flashed before her eyes, each one darker than the last. Maya had turned her pain into power. But now, the secret she buried threatened to destroy everything she built. The question was, would the truth set her free, or end her reign? The headlines hit like thunder. Model Maya Brown caught in scandal. Did she lie about her past? The truth behind the crown. In seconds, the internet turned cruel. Tweets. Articles. Rumors. They said she'd falsified her resume. That she'd lied about where she came from. That she wasn't the self-made success the world believed her to be. And at the center of it all, Rachel. Rachel had dug deep, clawing through Maya's past until she found something that could hurt her, the one mistake Maya had tried to forget. Years ago, before fame, before modeling, Maya had forged a reference letter to get her first styling job. Not to deceive the world, but to survive. She'd needed a chance, a start, and no one would give it to her. That job opened the door to everything that followed. Now, Rachel had turned that desperate moment into a weapon. The media swarmed. Sponsors hesitated. Maya, her manager whispered over the phone, voice heavy with worry, "We need a statement now. Damage control." But Maya just sat in silence, staring at her reflection in the mirror of her hotel room. The same mirror she'd once faced as a broken teenager, whispering, "If they hate it, that means it's powerful." Now, the same reflection stared back, not broken, but tired. Bruised, not beaten. Her phone buzzed non-stop, hate comments, betrayal, doubt. Fake queen. Liar. She played us all. But buried in the flood were messages from girls around the world, girls with curls, with scars, with dreams. "You helped me love myself. You showed me I'm not alone. Don't let them take your crown." Maya closed her eyes, tears sliding down her cheeks. "They can't have it," she whispered. "Not this time." The next morning, she walked into the agency headquarters, cameras flashing, reporters shouting her name. The air was thick with judgment. Her manager tried to stop her. "Maya, think about your career, let legal handle this." But Maya shook her head. "This isn't about my career anymore. It's about my truth." She stood before the press, no makeup, no stylist, just her natural curls, bold and unbroken. Microphones pointed toward her like arrows, questions flying like bullets. "Maya, did you fake your way into the industry? Maya, did you lie about your story? Maya, is this the end of your career?" She took a deep breath and began to speak. Her voice trembled at first, but soon it steadied, strong, raw, real. "Yes," she said, "I wrote a fake reference. I did it because no one believed a black girl with natural hair could be more than a dreamer. I did it because doors slammed in my face, because people saw my hair before they saw my talent. I made a mistake. But I didn't fake who I am. Every shoot, every show, every night I cried myself to sleep and woke up fighting again, that was real." The room went silent. Cameras clicked. "I didn't lie to cheat," she continued. "I lied because I was desperate to be seen. And once I got the chance, I worked harder than anyone to earn it. If that makes me unworthy, then maybe the world needs to rethink what worth really means." Her voice broke, but she didn't stop. "I am not ashamed of where I came from. I am proud of the little girl who walked into school with curls they laughed at, who cried in silence, who kept showing up anyway. That girl built the woman standing here today." Reporters exchanged glances. Some lowered their cameras. The silence grew heavy, then a slow clap echoed from the back of the room. It was the art teacher from years ago, the one who'd given Maya that first sketchbook. Her eyes glistened. "That's the truth," she said softly. "And truth doesn't need permission to shine." The applause spread, building like a wave, journalists, staff, even her manager standing tall beside her. For the first time, Maya didn't feel like she was defending her crown. She was owning it. That night, the video of her speech went viral. Hashtag My Crown My Truth trended worldwide. Celebrities, activists, and fans flooded social media with messages of support. She didn't fake her crown, one headline read, she forged her own destiny. And Rachel, once again, was left in the shadows. Her bitterness became her downfall. Screenshots of her lies surfaced, proving she doctored messages, twisted the truth for attention. The internet turned on her. The same cruelty she once wielded now turned its teeth on her, and for the first time, Rachel knew what it meant to be silenced by shame. Maya didn't celebrate her downfall. She only watched quietly, her heart heavy but calm. Hurting people hurt people, she whispered. And she's been hurting for a long time. Weeks passed. Maya rebuilt everything, her career, her peace, her voice. The brands that had cut ties called back, apologizing. But she refused some offers. She didn't want to return to an industry that only valued her when she was unbroken. Instead, she launched her own line, Crowned, a beauty and fashion brand for women who refused to shrink. The first commercial was powerful, no music, no filters, just Maya's voice over slow shots of girls with every kind of hair imaginable. My curls were mocked. My truth was questioned. My worth was doubted. But I learned something they'll never teach you in school: when they can't destroy your crown, they'll try to steal your confidence. Don't let them. The campaign exploded. It became more than fashion, it became a movement. Girls posted videos in their natural hair, mothers shared stories of resilience, and Maya's message echoed across continents. Then one afternoon, as Maya prepared for her first major crowned runway show, her assistant walked in with an envelope. "It came this morning," she said softly. Maya opened it. Inside was a handwritten letter. It was from Rachel. "Maya, I don't expect forgiveness. But I owe you the truth. I wasn't angry at you, I was jealous. You had courage I didn't. You loved what I was taught to hate. When I saw you rise, I wanted to pull you down, because I couldn't stand to see the reflection of what I could have been if I'd been brave. I'm sorry. For everything. Rachel." Maya folded the letter, her eyes glistening. For a long moment, she said nothing. Then she smiled faintly and whispered, "Maybe some crowns take longer to find." The runway lights dimmed. The crowd hushed. The show began. Models of every shade, every curl, every background walked the stage, heads held high. And when Maya stepped out last, dressed in a flowing gown made of gold fabric shaped like curls and coils, the audience rose to their feet. Thunderous applause. Cameras flashing like stars. She was the girl they mocked, the girl they doubted, the girl they said would never make it. But when the world tried to break her, she learned to rebuild herself stronger. Maya's story was never about revenge, it was about redemption. Because sometimes the greatest victory isn't proving them wrong, it's proving yourself right. As the applause thundered, Maya looked to the back of the audience, and froze. In the shadows stood a figure, Rachel, watching quietly, eyes glistening with something that looked almost like pride. Then she turned and disappeared into the crowd. Maya smiled, a single tear slipping down her cheek. "The past may try to follow," she whispered, "but the crown always moves forward." The camera fades on her face, strong, radiant, unbroken, her curls catching the golden light. And that's how the girl they laughed at became the woman they could never silence. But as the lights dimmed and the cameras turned away, one final message appeared on Maya's phone, an anonymous number, one line of text: "You think the past is finished? Think again. The crown may rise again, but some shadows never sleep."